that horrible feeling when you pull something out of your wardrobe and you just immediately think, why did I spend money on this? Today, I thought we would go over my biggest summer wardrobe regrets, things that I now wish I didn't purchase. And honestly, if we're being completely honest, and we are going to be in this video, I should have known better for several of these. So, learn from my mistake. Let's go through them, because although these are regrets, they are also things that have taught me a lot about building a better wardrobe. Some of these are sadly quite recent purchases, and some of these I've had for a little while. A couple I bought last year, end of last summer, thinking I'll get so much wear out of it next summer. That was a mistake. Shall we get started with the first one? And I am going to be honest, I should have known so much better. Buying the wrong material for the season is like the #1 mistake you can make, I think. I shouldn't do it because I know that I'm never going to feel comfortable actually wearing the piece, no matter how good it looks. I have a piece that, although I have actually worn this a fair bit, I do also have regrets. So it is this top right here. It's a cute style. I have learned through this top that I absolutely love knit t-shirts. They're super comfortable and perfect for Scandinavian climate because you can wear them pretty much any season depending on the layering. However, huge caveat, you cannot buy it in polyester. Why did I buy this? I really like the style, so I think that is what just made me think that I could somehow get past the fact that this is, I think it's 50% polyester, 40 acrylic, and then 5 wool, and the rest is elastane. Like, it's not a good fabric composition for any season. It just is such a stupid mistake that I should have known better. So I know I want to upgrade this to something that has natural materials because it's a piece I have worn many times despite being uncomfortable. And now when I look at it, I think that was a bit silly. I should have bought this in a higher quality to start with. When I buy something and I don't make sure it's in a natural material, it's not going to get worn for summer because it's so uncomfortable. I'm always going to choose something else. So I have this skirt right here. I have kind of now decided that I'm only buying these in silk from now on because it's so much more comfortable. And I feel like once you've tried it, you just can't go back because the comfort level and the look is just so much more high-end and it just better. That is a lesson learned. Read labels really, really carefully. I think this one on the tag said that it was a sustainable choice or something, so immediately I just thought, oh well, that is going to be in a natural material. Turns out it's not. What they meant by a sustainable choice is that it was recycled polyester, which, hello, just absolutely ridiculous, and I'm never going to want to wear a skirt that feels like a suffocating plastic bag. So lesson learned, now I always read the label that shows the fabric composition, no matter what the tag says, no matter what the marketing is. I always read that label to make sure that the material that I'm buying for especially a summer wardrobe is natural and comfortable and breathable materials. This next mistake hurts me deeply, and it also revolves around comfort. I bought these shoes 2 months ago, maybe. Being swayed by beautiful footwear that absolutely is hell to walk in. I need to stop doing it. I have done this many times before, and it is so difficult because when you try on a pair of shoes and they're a little bit uncomfortable, it's easy to think that I'm sure that'll wear in, I'm sure that'll be fine. It's not that uncomfortable, but discomfort turns into pain really, really quickly when it comes to footwear. And I have such a love relationship with these. I bought these ballerina flats from Zara. They went a bit viral. They were really difficult to get, which I'm sure added to my desperate need to actually keep these. I think they are beyond beautiful. They are mesh with embroidery and these pearls on it. Absolutely stunning, very sort of like leaning into bridal even. I think they are beautiful. But when I tried them on, I felt like they were a little bit tight on one foot here. And I thought, that's fine. It's just a little bit tight. It's going to be fine. And when I wore them, it went from discomfort to pain really quickly. And it's such a shame because when you have flat shoes, you want that to be your comfortable option. If I'm going to wear something uncomfortable, it's typically going to be a pair of heels. So I'm disappointed in myself. I feel like I should have known better. And I don't know if it comes with age or what it is. I feel like my tolerance for wearing uncomfortable footwear was much higher when I was younger. And now, as the years go by, I'm just I'm getting rid of so many shoes because if they're not comfortable, I can't cope with it anymore. I absolutely hate to say it because I love the look of these even now, even as they have pained my feet so. I feel like I should have saved my money, I should have saved the space in my wardrobe, and now I can't quite make myself get rid of them. I'm sure they're going to hurt me a fair bit more before I do. So that is that, I suppose. Now, the first two mistakes both revolved around comfort, so let's talk about style a little bit, because I have made some mistakes here as well. And I feel like summer is not the easiest season to dress for, and especially not when you work against yourself. And I have a dress that perfectly illustrates this. And again, this pains me, but please do learn from my mistake, because I bought this dress late last year and sort of like end of summer. And I thought, this is a beautiful dress, which it is. And I thought, I'm going to get so much wear out of it for summer, which, hello, I have not. This dress right here, it's from H&M, and I do think it is like, it has so many beautiful details, like ruching and extra little frills. It has a beautiful button in the back. It's really long. It's super comfortable because it's stretchy in the waist. What's with this color? And the worst part is, I now know exactly where I went wrong. I went for a color that was trendy and not something that was innate to my style or the season that I was planning to wear it in. So this dress, because of the color, I have tried to wear it this summer once or twice, and I felt so out of place because it doesn't feel summery whatsoever because of this color. If it were in a light blue, a white, a butter yellow, which is a trendy color, but at least it fits the summery season. This was really hot last year. Burgundy is still a pretty trendy color. This is a little bit more browny, but it was such a hot color last year that any version of it felt sort of timely, and now it feels so out of place. And while I'm not going to get rid of it because I do still plan on wearing this, it's going to be in that really short window of time. In my wardrobe, this is going to be worn end of summer, moving into autumn. It's a great transitional dress, but I would rather have a dress that I could get wear out of the entire season and use layers to transition my outfits, because this feels so silly to have in my wardrobe, to feel like I can only really wear it a few weeks out of the year, because it still needs to be hot enough to wear a sleeveless dress in Scandinavia, but not high summer, because it turns out I just feel really out of place in this color in the middle of summer. I just don't like it. On top of feeling out of place, I spent so much time trying to make this, like, layer it to make it feel right. And obviously for summer, you can't use a lot of layers to place the outfit because it's going to be too hot. So I accessorized and accessorized. I used really summery sandals. I used my raffia handbag. I used a hat. Horrible, out of, like, that did not work. I used pearl jewelry and whatever I could think of to make this feel like summer, and it just wouldn't. It just wouldn't. And if I had known how limited wear I would feel I would get out of this, I definitely wouldn't have bought it. It is a regret, even though I still love the style. So that is a little bit not the best, but definitely a lesson learned, especially when it comes to trendy colors. Just consider whether it's trendy right here and now, and if it's going to feel out of place next year because of the season it's in. Next, we are going back to materials slightly, and I show this in my declutter of my tops that I did recently. So this was actually packed away and I hadn't used it. And I didn't declutter it because it's a top that still technically works and I have actually worn it. So it is this linen top from H&M. It's a nice style. It's not too trendy. It's classic. It's 100% linen, which, you know, good on H&M for doing that. But that is also where my issue lies, because this linen is just much lower quality than I really enjoy. And I think this is such an important point as well. As soon as we get past the point of checking the labels to make sure that we know what we're buying. So if you're buying polyester, at least you should know you're buying polyester. And I feel like once I became aware of that, I really started to prioritize natural materials a lot more. However, just because something is linen, linen is not all created equal. The same goes for cotton or wool or anything, obviously. But this linen right here is just, it's really thin because it was H&M, so it was pretty inexpensive. And I'm sure I thought, wow, linen at this price, incredible. And I just bought it thinking I had a great deal. And it's super, super thin. They have used as few threads as possible to make this technically a material, but you can see through it because it's black. It's not, it doesn't look as bad. But if I just pull a little bit, I'm not going to, you will very easily start to get like the threads will separate and you get almost like holes because the fabric is so thin. The material is also a little bit scratchy. It doesn't fall the nicest on the body, whereas I have linen that is much nicer at several different price points, but linen that is really soft and just drapes much more beautifully. It feels better, it's more comfortable, it's going to last much longer because when the fabric is this thin, it misshapes as well. It doesn't hold its structure or the original shape that it was made in. So it's just a little bit of a shame. And I do wish I had just put the money towards something that was higher quality of linen. However, I will continue to use it. So I was a little bit unsure whether I should put this in my regrets video or not, but technically I do regret it because if I could, I would go back and I would put that money towards something higher quality that would last longer in my wardrobe and I wouldn't feel like it would be as wasteful and I would love my outfits with it a lot more. However, I am nothing if not stubborn, so I will be wearing this until it falls apart, so I will get the maximum amount of wear out of it either way. Next, I have a piece that I tried really hard to make work, and I am so sad that I just have to admit that it doesn't quite, or it has very limited use to the point where I feel like I'm not getting cost per wear out of it, I'm not getting the value out of it that I would for it taking up the space in my wardrobe. And it's such a shame because it is this pair of shorts right here. I love so many things about these. They have the right color, they are in a beautiful, high quality, tightly woven linen. You can see how thick this material is. It just is beautiful, and I really love Arket bottoms. So you can see the inside, the waistband here is well done as well. And yet, can you see how short these are? And when I bought these, I thought perfect. I love tailored trousers. Of course, I'm going to love tailored shorts. And what didn't really strike me is the fact that when I'm going to want to wear tailored shorts, I'm going to want them a fair bit longer than this. So they're way, way too short. As you can see, the inseam here is this long, which is just a little bit ridiculous for when I want a more tailored style. If I'm going to wear shorts that short, they're going to be, I don't know, I don't know, I'm going to the beach maybe. They are just way too short, and I think that is such a shame. Really not that well thought through of me. So I've had these for a little while now and I keep thinking that I'm going to get wear out of them. I keep putting them on and thinking, no, I don't want to wear anything this short. So I have tried to make these work for a little while now. I end up needing to wear them when I want to wear something quite casual and they just don't really fit that style. Just not ideal, which is such a shame. So I do think it's time that I just get rid of these because honestly, it's just a waste in my wardrobe to keep them around despite me loving everything about the look. It just doesn't work practically. And I actually think that by getting rid of these, I will feel like now I can go and justify buying a new pair of tailored shorts that are going to fit my lifestyle a little bit better. Whereas now I have kind of in the back of my mind felt like I technically have a pair of tailored shorts. So I didn't feel as like I could justify buying a new pair as easily. And that's silly because I don't technically have tailored shorts that I feel comfortable wearing where I want to wear them. Hopefully that makes sense. As you can see, there are many reasons why I am not wearing some of these pieces. And the next one is going to go under the category of things that just don't launder well. And I feel like this is such a big category. And I think this is also one of the more difficult ones to gauge when you are buying something, because sometimes you can look at a piece, it's cotton and it's a little bit more expensive. This one wasn't that expensive, but even then I have had the issue of buying something that feels nice and then you wash it and it looks like a completely different piece. And very, very sadly, this shirt is like that. I've had this hanging in my wardrobe for so long now, and it's a piece that I would love to wear more for summer because it's so feminine and you have the pearls and these really puffy sleeves. I feel like it's a really, really cute, especially early summer, late spring. It's a great piece. And I have shown this a little bit before, but honestly, I end up not really wearing this much because it's just such a pain to launder and it just doesn't look right after it. So you can see that the cotton is just not keeping its shape very well after washing. The cotton should have been a better quality so it could withstand washing a little bit better. But there are also tricks that you can do to make something look better, especially when it comes to cotton shirts like this. So you can spray them with a starch, and then if you iron them after, they look so much crisper and just a lot better. They look more high quality. But these puffy sleeves as well, you need to steam these individually and they get so wrinkled after washing. Even if I hang this dry and I try to do everything I can to make it not wrinkle as it is drying, it just does. And this has, as you can see, several layers of, so it's incredibly difficult to launder to the point where it's honestly just not worth actually wearing, because it's so much work, which is such a shame because I love all of the very feminine details. This is H&M, so I mean, it's not going to be a huge surprise to anyone that the cotton is thin, but it's still like sometimes you can get away with it. You can steam it and it looks better. And I absolutely love the design details of this one. And it was definitely one of the more expensive shirts that H&M does. But when I launder this, I need to be so careful because it has these pearls on the collar as well. And I just don't want to ruin the washing machine, obviously. So I pack this in several washing bags. I wash it on a cold cycle and then I stress with it after when it is drying. And I try to get these sleeves to not look super wrinkly. And steaming this shirt is actually not enough because it's not going to get out the wrinkles. As you can see, this is purely steamed now. I just want to show you. This is after hanging dry and steaming it, and it still looks this wrinkly because this just needs so much more work before it is actually looking good. It's a shame because it's a beautiful shirt. The cost per wear is still not great because it's such a pain to launder. I think a lot of us are careful with looking for dry clean only labels. There are so many other ways that a piece can be a pain to actually clean and maintain. Anyways, I hope this helps you avoid some mistakes in your summer wardrobe, and I would love to hear what you have learned to avoid, especially now for summer. Leave it in a comment down below so we can all help each other out and just make better decisions for our wardrobes. And if you're not subscribed yet, I would really appreciate if you would consider hitting the subscribe button down below. Hello, it's free. I'm just saying. If you like this type of content, there is lots more coming. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day and I'll see you very shortly in the next video. Maybe one of these. Bye!